Scootering is still in its infancy as it approaches a quarter century of recognition as a sport, but in such a short time it has fostered some incredible talent. These are some of the most iconic riders in scootering history. Brendan Smith, the OG known across the globe for releasing timeless video parts for the last 15 years, demonstrating as much park versatility as the sport has ever seen. Brendan hails from South Australia and is often the name mentioned with questions like who is the king of park video parts or who has the most world's firsts. Brendan made video game tricks mainstream in scootering in the early 2010s and compelled the rest of the pros to follow suit at that time. Figure 8 airs, 360 hand plants over spines, and mind-bending 540 combos over coping. He could do it all, and it's all immortalized on the internet. Videos like his Blunt Scooters web edit 2011 and Fasten Scooters web edit have reached viral view counts on YouTube. Others such as Days in the Life to Fails and Bills videos put him well into the 7-figure view counts on the platform. Not to mention these were the days before Instagram was loaded with scooter content. So Brendan blew up the sport before it was easier to go viral. He became the standard that almost nobody could meet, and he always delivered. Another OG scootering legend is Matt McKeen. Matt McKeen has been around for years, and he's showing no signs of putting his scooter down. The former Proto Scooters rider became a scootering pioneer almost 2 decades ago, winning the prestigious Best Street Rider at the Scooter Resource Forum Awards in 2006. Since then, he's charted a path for street scootering culture in the United States, completing video part after video part, many to promote signature products such as decks, wheels, and even an SES. McKeen's effortless style and satisfying trick selection have influenced an entire generation of young shredders. Think of Matt McKeen as one of the founding fathers, especially in the USA. Some personal titles to Matt's name include the first flat ground 720 and one of the first street parts ever released on YouTube with his Scooterology part January 31st, 2007. Since the early days, Matt has dabbled in writing, filming, and even behind the scenes work in the scooter industry, such as team managing for various brands. He now resides in the United Kingdom and can be seen cruising around on Instagram and within a variety of different video projects from time to time. This next rider is one everyone will still know, Dylan Morrison. Some of the most personality and influence of any rider on this list. Dylan is a jack of all trades, arguably the most versatile rider of all time. Dylan begins his career over a decade ago as one of the top park riders in the world for the renowned Apex Pro Scooters team. As he's gotten older, Dylan has drifted to a more street style of scootering, although his styles are not mutually exclusive, pumping out videos and winning contests in all categories for multiple companies. Dylan's previous sponsors include Apex, Elite Scooters, AO Scooters, and more recently Proto Scooters. Morrison grew up in Australia riding with predominant names such as Max Peters, Juzzy Carter, Jesse Bays, and Robbie Menzies. But a little known fact is that he's actually an American citizen born in the state of New Jersey. Perhaps that has contributed a bit to Dylan's lively personality. He will push the envelope no matter what the situation may be, and pro riders and up-and-comers alike can attest to Dylan's over-the-top antics. The same can be said for his scootering, which is just as insane. Morrison's web edit 1 and 2 were equally groundbreaking and blew up on YouTube, reaching a combined 1 million views. The 25-year-old has also released footage in parks and streets across the world for his previous sponsors. Moving on to the next rider is Dakota Schuetz. Nicknamed Coda, Dakota Schuetz was the man to beat in scootering for almost 10 years. The 4-time world champion was cleaner, faster, and more consistent and overall better than anyone else for a long time, even as a youngster. One of his first videos titled Dakota Schuetz Razor Scooter Tricks has surpassed 5 million views and counting since it was published in July 2007. The tricks he was throwing in that video were unheard of, and it remains a relic of the sport, revisited by old and new riders to this day. After the success of that first video, Coda's career began when he signed with Fusion Scooters. He would perform at live events and even land guest appearances on talk shows such as Ellen DeGeneres years later as a Lucky Scooters rider. In 2013, Coda collaborated with viral filmmaker Devin Supertramp on a video showcasing the best scooter riders in the United States, all throwing down in the parks and streets of Southern California. The video went crazy on the internet, garnering tens of millions of views, ushering in an entirely new generation of riders, many of whom credit the video as their introduction to scootering. Lately, Coda has stepped away from competing and taken up on other passions, including entrepreneurship, art, and electric scooter racing. He also spearheads skate park building initiatives and advocates for scootering in other regions of the globe, such as Dubai. Our next rider is Raymond Warner, a SoCal OG. Raymond Warner has been around for years. His unique trick bag and flashy riding resembles BMX styles of the 90s, and he's credited with pushing scootering to new heights with growing the vert and mega ramp side of the park scene. Raymond is often found at the various action sports camps known as Woodward, where he teaches kids the fundamentals of the sport and vlogs for his personal YouTube channel of over 1 million subscribers. Ray was an influence to the riders getting their start in the 2010s with his effective and often hilarious viral tutorial tutorial videos for legendary scooter shop The Scooter Zone, of which he actually owns now. Just a bit older than some of the other riders in the bunch, Ray has seen every peak and valley the sport has experienced, and he's been a proponent of the sport's longevity from the very beginning. Raymond has been riding for Blunt and or Envy scooters for almost 9 years. His first promotional video for the company, named Welcome to Envy, has become an enduring favorite in the community, featuring never before seen tricks on the Woodward Mini Mega Ramp. The last trick in the video is an incredible backflip 6 whip to bar spin off of the largest lip of the ramp. Ray continues to impress the community to this day with his style and amplitude. Terry Price, without a doubt one of the most iconic scooter riders to ever live. Terry has been pushing around for 25 years, picking up scootering in the year 1999 as a young 11-year-old. Flash forward to today, and the 35-year-old is every bit as passionate about riding as he was the days he bolted his foldies. Terry has proved that no matter where you begin in the sport, in his case a small UK village called Woodbridge, you can rise to the top. Terry did just that by pioneering unseen tricks on a scooter in the early 2000s in timeless videos like his famous mini video in 2007, where he debuted the first ever double backflip done on a scooter. Just a few of Terry's world's firsts include double backflip no-hander, caveman flip drop, and his ridiculous backflip to ice pick stall. Terry credits his influence in the sport to BMX, which can be seen in the tricks he shares on social media. These days, he continues fostering a new generation of riders with his scooter lessons program, introducing youngsters in the UK to the sport we all love. Next on our list is Juzzy Carter, an absolute scooter wizard with a trick bag all his own. Juzzy Carter hails from just outside Melbourne, Australia, and grew up riding with veterans such as Max Peters, Tommy Dang, and Dylan Morrison. His career began as a primarily park rider sponsored by Micro in the early 2010s, before making a jump to the Mad Gear Pro team in 2015. As the years went by, Juzzy's style completely changed, and since then has released some of the gnarliest video parts of all time, including All the Way, in which his ender was a full circle rail that was seen on social networks like ESPN and WorldStar, to which he followed up with another circle rail in San Francisco that reached nearly 90 million views on Instagram. Other video parts include Tranquility and his most recent, Dreams. Juzzy is also known for his ridiculous tricks thrown in the annual Coalition video contest, the ender to his team's video in Los Angeles 5 years ago, where he threw a massive inward bri flip down the world famous 20 stair El Toro, managing to hold on after nearly looping out as he rolled away. Juzzy's style fuses technical balance and incredible body control for tricks such as nada spins, chain grinds, and even unique bar grinds, adopted from the first appearance of this trick by Jaden Mazzo years prior. Juzzy's popularity in scootering has stretched outside of just riding, as he's taken interests in fashion and modeling. An all-around homie and unbelievable talent on the scooter, Juzzy definitely deserves a spot amongst the greatest of the sport. Tyler Bonner, the all-American scooter rider from the Pacific Northwest. Drop the name Tyler Bonner in any conversation about scootering today, and the heads of veterans and newbies alike will turn. Tyler pioneered so much progression in scootering and everything from competition riding to countless video parts, including sections in the Elite Shoes full lengths and Mad Gear and Phoenix Pro Scooter projects. The man can shred it all. Bowls, rails, boxes, ledges, you name it. Tyler has put down an NBD on it. Some of Tyler's gnarliest tricks include 1080s, one of the first half cap flares anyone has ever seen, triple whip and bri flip to foot jams, and ridiculous gaps in the streets. These days, Tyler has stepped away from the spotlight, but he still catches up with the locals and the homies from time to time. He was one to watch for years in the 2010s, and in an era of almost no social media, it's easy to see the impact that he's made all these years later. Following up is Cody Donovan. Depending on what country you hail from, the Don may be your first pick for the most iconic scooter rider of all time. When you ask your favorite rider who their favorite rider is, the name Cody Donovan might be what you hear. Putting in work on tricks from an early age at his legendary local skate park, home of the Jammo Jam of years past. Most notable on his resume is the Timeless Punk Scooters video, posted on YouTube on March 7th, 2007. The video has climbed to over 600,000 views since then, and the tricks are still impressive 17 years later today. In the video, Cody puts down so many legendary tricks that still live on to this day. These next level tricks are performed on a foldable scooter, so the skill and risk factors are through the roof. Cody is also one of the few riders to have invented tricks in the sport, including his most famous dono flip, a front scooter flip variation that involves throwing the scooter forward with one hand on the bars. Since the trick hit the mainstream, it has been incorporated into many different combos and is just as popular today as when he first introduced it. Cody has been in the scooter scene longer than almost anyone else. The 35-year-old resides in New South Wales, Australia with his wife and continues to ride on a regular basis. Moving on to the last rider on our list, Ryan Williams. What can you say about R. Willie? This may not be an official ranking, but we think it's safe to assume that Ryan Williams would be the most unanimous decision for the most iconic scooter rider of all time. He pushed the sport to unimaginable heights for years. World firsts like the double flare, triple backflip, free wheelie, doing a full loop, 1440 front flip, and the 2023 OHLAY Trick of the Year winner, the world's first triple backflip 360 on a scooter. From mind-bending video parts to a contract of nearly 15 years with touring action sports giant Nitro Circus, Ryan has put scootering on the map in a way no one else has. His Instagram has amassed to over 2 million followers, and the living he's earned from his success on the scooter and BMX bike is more than impressive. Decorated with multiple X Games medals, including gold and mega, dirt, and best trick, Ryan has dominated the competition scene. He even stomped an insane double backflip on BMX up the Megadeck step up at skate icon Bob Bergquist's house, as skate legend Tony Hawk looked on. In 2019, R. Willie purchased land in a forested area in Australia near his home city in the Sunshine Coast. Coined R. Willie Land, the purpose of the space is to push the envelope on what is possible in the world of action sports. The massive ramp and landing he constructed have allowed for world first after world first to go down at an insane rate. Ryan rose to prominence in the scene after the release of Web Edit 1 and Web Edit 2 for Mad Gear, before the highly anticipated release of his long-term project, Web Edit 3, which has since become one of the most viewed scootering videos of all time. And for good reason. The tricks in that video alone will never be done again, unless it's Ryan who pushes them further. Action sports legend Travis Pastrana has even gone as far to say that Ryan Williams is the best action sports athlete alive today. That's some high praise. Countless NBDs, incredible versatility, always willing to grab a photo and chat with his fans. Ryan Williams is the best of the best in scootering and rounds out our list for the most iconic riders in our sports history.